shit. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And right now, what's on my mind is it's freaking stifling. Yeah, I'm going to start sweating right before your very eyes on this one, guys. And the messed up part about it is that my son took his fan, or my fan, he took over to his mom's place because he said it's stifling over there and mom doesn't have a fan in his room. You know, so, you know, I don't know. Anyway, guys, this is the price that you pay being a single father in a situation like what I'm in. But anyway, let me address the situation that's going on these days with The Little Mermaid, okay? And it's just funny how this has turned into a big controversy because, of course, Disney, being bankrupt of ideas the way that they are, they're reimagining like all of their movies that were cartoons and trying to translate them into live action. And as they're translating them into live action, they're like fiddling with them and reworking them and putting a fresh coat of paint on them, if you will, you know what I mean? So here we have The Little Mermaid, and she's being reimagined as black, all right, in the movie. And she's being played by talented, lovely, beautiful actress Halle Bailey. Okay, not Halle Berry, but Halle Bailey. Okay, I'm going to have to get that in my mind. Okay, so it's Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey. Okay, so she's going to be playing The Little Mermaid. Okay, so a lot of people are having an opinion about this. And you know, guys, I probably like a couple of years ago, before any of this even happened, I talked about the idea of reimagining white characters in blackface. Now, in the black community, we have a hard time with the issue of blackface, but we don't seem to have a problem with taking established white characters and putting them in blackface. It's kind of creepy if you ask me, because I kind of see it like this, right? When you talk about the issue of, say, like a black Superman, right? What does Superman wear? He wears tights. So I just picture a grown man saying, I could wear those tights. I want to wear Superman's tights. I'm putting on Superman's tights. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's kind of creepy to me. You know what I mean? Get your own tights. Like, why would you want to wear Superman's tights? And this is kind of the way I felt at the end of Endgame. You know, when Captain America gives the mantle of Captain America over to what's his name? The Falcon. You know what I mean? And the Falcon is looking at him, and you know, I don't know. The Falcon kind of looks kind of weird to me. Like there was something about like his beard. Maybe he doesn't have a chin. I don't know. But anyway, he said it feels like somebody else's. And I felt like standing up in the movie theater saying, you're damn right. Don't you touch that. Leave that shield alone. It's not yours. Flap your wings, Falcon. Flap your wings. Those are yours. You know what I mean? Be proud. God bless the child that's got his own. You know? And what was it? Last year, we talked about Buffy being black. You know? And it's just like, come on, man. And look, I just want people to understand the underlying racism that goes with this. The insult that Disney is perpetrating onto the black community by doing something like this. Because guys, listen, I'm all for diversity, but you do realize that diversity goes deeper than skin, right? You do realize that diversity is also culture. It's also tradition. You know what I mean? It's also history. So if you want to have diversity, Disney, then why wouldn't you look into African history or black history? You know what I mean? You can't tell me that there aren't some African mythology. There's no African mythology out there that would inspire new characters, you know what I mean? New stories, new superheroes. Because the superheroes that we have, like in Marvel and DC, you know, Image and Dark Horse, it's like all of those, a lot of them are inspired by old stories, you know what I mean? Old folk tales, traditional tales. So if you really want to have diversity, if you really want to show people like for who they are, then you would think that these people on a creative end will look into the culture of the people that they're trying to represent on the page or on the big screen. There's no dignity in taking white characters and slapping blackface on it. There's no dignity in it. And I wish that more black people would understand that. But no, too many of us are going for the okie doke. You know what I mean? Too many of us are just cheering it because too many of us, quite honestly, have our heads well up the ass of white people. You know what I mean? So the only thing that a lot of black people feel like is, yeah, we're sticking it to white people. White people don't like this, so we have to like it. And any black people who don't like it, you know, they're just coons. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. It's like, take off the white obsession glasses and start seeing things for yourself. Have some pride, have some dignity. Remember, you're more than just a skin color. All right? You go deeper than that. There is history involved. All right? You could just do a simple Google search, African mythology. Go on. You might be surprised at what you might see. You know, African characters, African gods. You know what I mean? It's like, look up the history of these things. African mythology exists. You know what I mean? And even back in the day when we were in this country, you know, unfortunately in an enslaved state, there were stories that were being told back then. Stories of liberation, you know, folk tales. There was no TV, of course there was. You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me that you can't look back and find these things? I'm not coming from a point of view where a lot of people think, oh, you're over there caping for white people. Once again, get your head out of the ass of white people and see the world through your own eyes. That's my message for black people. Now, my message for Disney is that I see your racism. I see your discrimination. I see what you're doing. All right? You're devilish. You take the tradition of a people and you go at every turn, especially these days. You have to ask yourself why. Why all of a sudden do they have no problem with insulting a certain segment of their audience? You know, I don't care if it's white men, which it is in this case, or it would be black men or black women or white women, you know, or Asian or Latino, you know, or Indian or anything. You know what I mean? It's like, it's wrong to alienate one segment and to insult repeatedly one segment of your audience. What are you trying to do? All right, because Hollywood has never had a bunch of love for so-called minorities. So why now? Why now? People have to understand there's something wrong with this picture. These people are not trying to unite. They're trying to divide, and you have to ask yourself why. It's like I made that tweet earlier, you know, talking about The Little Mermaid and how if Disney really gave a fuck about the, you know, black characters or black dignity, they might try to bring back The Princess and the Frog and adapt that as a live action movie. It exists. There's already a black princess in Disney, in the Disney lore. You know what I mean? So why couldn't they bring her up? Even if the movie, like I heard people say, oh, well, you know, the movie wasn't that successful and all this stuff. Well, perfect. Now you have a chance to make it more successful. It's there. You have plenty of talent in Hollywood. They could do this. They could give it that soul and that life. But no. You want to take something that already has existed, already has been marketed all over the place. People have grown up with this character, and you want to change it drastically this way. Why would you do that? Why would you do that knowing that some people, a lot of people, are going to be upset about it? And why would you try to act like this is something that the black community has been asking for? And this is what I'm talking about to the people in the black community. We don't ask for shit like this. We're not worrying about stuff like this. It's kind of like the Colin Kaepernick bullshit that just happened. Nobody is worried about the Betsy Ross flag on the back of a sneaker. You know what I mean? There are people out there who are starving in these hoods. There are people who are dying, babies who are being born, if they're lucky enough to even be born, who never stand a chance. And you want to make controversy out of an American flag on the back of a sneaker. Think about that. It makes no sense. But here we are. You know, and we let these people shovel this bullshit out to us under the guise of, oh, we care about you. Oh, we care about justice. Bullshit, they don't. The only thing they care about is getting a war started. Whether it's a race war, whether it's a gender war, whether it's a religious war or a sexual identity war, whatever it is, it's all about chaos. You know, and that's what we do. That's what we do up and down these comment sections. We snap at each other. We judge each other. We insult each other. We threaten each other. And these people don't do a damn thing to stop it. And that's the reason why I know that they're full of shit. Because they never make any statements. With all of the poison that they put out there, with all of the seeds of resentment that they plant, they never walk it back. You know what I mean? It's like they never, and they see it because they're on the internet just like we are. They're trolls and they're shills and they're out there. You know, so don't think, no matter how small your audience is, or no matter how small your channel is, don't you believe that these people don't see you. It's not about how many people see you. All right, it's not about, or I should say, it's not about like the great amount of people who see you. You only need one. You only need one person to see you, and that one person could be a person of great influence. You know, you never know. So everything you say has to be well thought out. You know, and I try to do that. You know, so you know, that's what this thing has got me feeling like, guys. It's like I really wanted to go in a little bit harder on this, but quite honestly, I just saw a video by Ethan Van Sciver that's got me kind of distracted. It's like I'm thinking about this right now, you know, about the poor little boy who, you know, his father's wish for him as he was dying was to be to have an image of Spider-Man, you know, put on his headstone, I believe it was. Since I'm talking about it, I guess I'll leave a link to this in the comment section. And Disney denied it. You know, these people are evil, man. You know, and we have to start realizing that. You know, they keep playing these games. They want us to jump through these hoops, and they want us to get at each other's throats. Meanwhile, they just sit back and they just count the money. Or, you know, and even when it fails, they find a way to make money off of it anyway. You know, and a lot of it comes from the outrage culture that we're in right now. I've talked about that before. This is so much deeper than movies. This is a psyop, and we need to start thinking of it that way. And we need to start acting like we're a little bit smarter with the way that these people are manipulating us. If you find yourself in a comment section yelling at people, cussing at people, and I've been guilty of that myself, but if you find yourself doing that, understand that that's what these people want. You know, the devil, the shaitan, you know, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Kathleen Kennedy, whatever you want to call that great force of evil, all right? That's what they want. Ryan Johnson said it. I want to divide people. He said that. The devil is in that business of dividing people. America is supposed to be about uniting people. All of the civilized countries and societies in this world understand the importance of unity between people, if not governments, between people, and we are the people. All right, guys, I've gone on long enough with this. Sound off. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section. And of course, you can like, share, subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell. And you can catch me on Twitter. I will leave the link to that in the description box so you can check me out. All right, guys, I am melting away, so I'm going to get up out of here for now. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.